Hello, good evening. This is the Benson Media, and today is a Sunday. We are blessed to have this opportunity to just have a discussion, of course, on on the issues or matters of politics, especially those which happened today. And before I start, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome all our viewers. And of course, to remind you that this is for the Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you're joining us for the first time, kindly like and subscribe to Brother Benson Media. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us, na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. I want to take this opportunity to welcome Miguda to say hi na tuambie siku yake imekuwa vipi. Miguda?
Hello, how are you? I'm fine. I'm doing great. Also want to send warm greetings to our viewers and welcome each and everyone to the show.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda, for finding time to join us or to be with us this evening. I really appreciate. So maybe just as the the topic goes, we want to have a discussion on mostly on what happened today, where we saw the former Deputy President, Honorable Gachagua, was together with Kalonzo among the opposition leaders in Kajiado, that is in Kitengela, and of course they had a conversation with people. And so tonight we dive into a political metaphor that is of course stirring debate on why did Gachagua call Raila Odinga a watermelon, and of course that brings me to this question. Of course, we know that this happened in Kajiado. And Miguda, what is your take on the comments of Rigathi Gachagua, referring to Raila as a watermelon? I think these statements were made when they were interacting with the people, and he was describing or explaining the fact that Raila has always changed whenever he has lost, whenever he goes for election and then he loses. He has always found a way of working with the people who have been given the opportunity. So, what was the mood of the people when they received this kind of message from Rigathi Gachagua? And is this just a nickname, or Gachagua is sending a coded message? And maybe if you can give us your take, what does watermelon mean in Kenyan political slang, Mr. Miguda?
First, I just want to say, in Kenyan context, watermelon means that you are neither green nor red. Remember, there were a time whereby we had a proposed referendum. And in the proposed referendum, we had a no team and a yes team. Yes team were the people who are being represented with the green coloring, and the no people were being represented with the red coloring. And if you cut watermelon, you'll find that inside the watermelon, it is red, and outside watermelon, it's green coloring. So you find out that you are neither green nor red. We cannot know who are you. So we ended by saying that you are a watermelon. That's how Kalonzo got the name watermelon. He was neither here or there, but that's just a political name that was tagged to Kalonzo to mean that maybe I can say to mean that it is a person who has got no stand politically. But Gachagua calling Raila watermelon is just one way to rebuttal, think the tag for Kalonzo, because it was very particular that Kalonzo has supported Raila like thrice, even to a point whereby Kalonzo was subjected to the interview and he was never made the deputy president for Raila Odinga. But they ended up still supporting Raila. In that context, he was saying that Kalonzo is not a watermelon, and the person who is watermelon is Raila, because he gave some scenarios whereby Raila's been in all government from that time of Moi. To him, that alone make Raila to be a watermelon. So we have learned that it is something that in the murky politics of the Kenyan context, there are scenarios whereby names can pop in, and one of the names that are popping is that there are people who are referring to people names like you have had Mutua Kabila, you have had Kasongo, you have had Watermelon. There are so many names that are popped in. So I can just say it is that of the political environment of the country. But all in all, also you have to understand that at one point in life, it was a result of the no team and the yes team that made it to be whatever watermelon is. Gachagua was speaking in the defense of Kalonzo. I understand that Kalonzo has already declined the invitation of Raila Odinga to go to the ODM attendant to the coastal. By declining, people have said that Kalonzo has declined because Kalonzo ran away with the ODM Kenya, the original one. But now Gachagua has come in defense that no, he never ran with the ODM Kenya, that we have tagged him watermelon. The main chief watermelon is the person calling the other person watermelon. It's just a matter of naming in politics.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. And just like you did explain the term watermelon, I think it is green outside and red inside. That is very key. And what does this say about? I mean, what does that say about Raila? Is Gachagua accusing Raila of being two-faced or ideologically confused? And maybe we've seen Raila has made several, yes, shifted positions recently, and does that then justify the term watermelon? And being that Kalonzo was the first person to be called watermelon, how did that then change his perspective and the politics that he played? Is it did that then change his thinking and his political engagement with the other political players? Mr. Migura, you can give us your take on that. And the term, when it was used, or if when they referred to Kalonzo, it really affected quite a lot. My question to you is, with that comment, of course, coming from Gachagua, can it then affect the popularity of Raila? And you can also give us a brief of Raila's current role. Is he still the face of opposition? And if you can as well give more explanation on why Raila has softened since the handshake era that he had with the president. Is he still? We've not seen him challenging the government, but he's playing safer. And these are terms which are very, it has quite a lot in terms of the view of the people. politically. And remember how that term affected regarding, Kalonzo Musyoka. It was not easy for him to reclaim what we call the power that he had enjoyed. It was not easy for the politicians to simply understand him or to believe him. Do you think Raila can face the same, Mr. Megud?
Kenyan politics is complicated to an extent that you cannot justify that this is the current position of a certain leader and this is the current position of a certain leader. It is very complicated and very complex, and it always by dynamics that we are able to understand different leaders. I cannot ascertain that is the position of Raila Odinga in terms of being named watermelon or that has been his character, because not only him, even Kalonzo worked with Kibaki. Not only him, even Gachagua worked with Ruto. Not only him, even Gachagua worked with Uhuru. I don't see whereby not only him, but all of them worked with Moi. I don't have a reason to say that whenever Raila worked with Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru, and Ruto, now that is the position of Raila Odinga. What about the other people? Raila Odinga should not be in the picture that he's the only person who has worked with these people. All of them worked with Moi. All of them worked with Kibaki at some point, and even Uhuru. And to that extent, I can just say the real watermelon is all of them, not only Kalonzo or Raila. All of them are watermelon. Watermelon comes in, I think, whereby it's a matter of conveniency and inconveniency. Whereby when it is convenient for me, I worked with you. When it's inconvenient for me, I dropped you, then tag the watermelon. So to that extent, I can just say, right now, we cannot conclude that Right Honorable Raila Odinga is a watermelon or Kalonzo, in my view, because all of them have tend to work together with these people differently on depending on their interest, the so-called divergent and convergent. If our interests converge, we work together. But when our interests diverge, we part ways. That is the nature of politics. There's no permanent enemy, neither permanent friend. It's just about interest. And right now, the interests of Gachagua and that of Kalonzo actually have converged. And that's why they have to come to defense of their failure. You have also asked about the issue of Raila softening the current stature because of the broad-based government. All along, when he joined Money, he softened things. When John Kibaki softened things, John Uri softened. So at times when he's in government, he usually softens things. He's not loud. He's not loud in critique. That one has been in nature of him whenever he joins politics. So that has been his character, and it's not going to change anytime soon. I think it's going to continue. Until that time, he decide not to be inside the government. That's when he will speak the other language. But as far as he's in the government, he usually gives space for the administration to actually implement whatever they promise people. And I think that has been his stand.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. And maybe what happened? We saw, of course, Gachagua. We saw Eugene Wamalwa, Martha Karua, Natembe, and of course Kalonzo. They declared that they want to betray the people and will field one candidate against Ruto in 2027. And my question to you is, can this alliance hold? Because we've always seen them coming up with a lot of excuses. We've always seen them, coming out to say that if it is Gachagua, he comes out and says that he's the only candidate who can defeat. Kalonzo is also doing the same. Eugene is doing the same. Martha is doing the same. Natembe is doing the same. Who is the strongest candidate amongst them? And this opposition unity, is it a real deal or it is just a church talk, the way we are seeing it, Miguda?
First, if they can unite for the purpose of the people or of the nation, I can ascertain that it could be good because for the transformation or for the reforms. But if they can unite just to send the current president home, then the story ends there. I can say we still have a problem because it should be a unity of purpose. And they also need Kenyans on their side. They can unite as leaders, but Kenyans are not with them. Whenever Kenyans are not with them, even if they unite as leaders, they are going nowhere. First, they should ensure that they position themselves where the people are. If people are yearning for transformation, reforms, they should align themselves with the position of the people in the society first. Then, the issue of coming up with a flag bearer or formidable force, that one must be done scientifically to suit the expectation of the people, and it should appear like the face of change, not any arithmetic. Right now, I can just say we are not yet there because we have names which have been proposed. The other time you spoke like Matiangi. Right now, even today, Gachagua never talked about Matiangi. He said they are with Eugene, Kalonzo, Natembeya, Martha Karua. There was no mention of Matiangi. So until that time, we ended up with a conclusive list of the opposition and all their leaders. That's when we can speak. But as for now, we can't say that they are united or not because people like Matenga are no longer there. You saw what Gachagua said. And Raila now is not even in the picture. I believe that we need to have that final decision on which side is which side before we come to conclusion. For now, they should just retreat and also try to align or connect with their people. There should not be that disconnect between the leaders and the people. That's when they can get it right.
Okay, thank you. Maybe something else is you remember the Jubilee and PLP National Delegate Conference. What happened? Uhuru Kenyatta and Martha Karua, of course, slammed the Kenya Kwanza government for failing Kenyans. Out of that, we've seen quite a number of comebacks from the government. We've seen it from the deputy. We've seen it from the close allies of the president. And what does that tell you, Mr. Miguda? The consistent comebacks that we are seeing from the government side, is it a way? I mean, was the statements true? And those in government, are they trying to justify what was not there, or that is how politics is played? And if it is politics that is being played, what are the views of the people? What are the views of the people on the ground? Is it true that the accusation made by the Jubilee and the PLP are true? Or what were the reception of the people on ground? Because what we are seeing so far is a rebuttal between the political class.
Yeah, that's how politics is being played. And also, that one, to me, it is not justification because first you find out that when these people were, when they, like you understand that freedom of expression, that we, all of us, has that freedom of expression, including former President Uhuru Kenyatta. The freedom of expression does not end with citizens or the people. The freedom of expression also cut across to our leaders. And when we say each and every person has a duty to hold government into accountability. Each and every person, include President Uhuru Kenyatta, is also a person. Let us not look at him in the stature of a retired president, because he's a Kenyan, he is residing in this country, he is doing business here. Also, taxes affect his businesses. When he comes out and point out issues in the government, doesn't mean that he need to agree with any step taken by government because he was the former president. He has an opinion just like you. So when you hear his opinion, well and good. And also when you find out the critics, the other people are responding to him, they also have liberty, freedom of expression. They can express, they can respond, right to respond. I don't see anything wrong with that one. To me, it's politics and it's criticism whereby I see something that is wrong, I point out, you have a duty to respond to me and try to correct me that, okay, it is wrong on your side, but on our side, we are saying we are making an effort, at least we are making progress. So give us time. What people responded to Uhuru Kenyatta, I think, is politics and also is part of the game. But there's no justification that whenever I criticize you, then you respond against me. Now justify that I was wrong. No. Or maybe because I agree with you, then you support me. Then it justifies that I'm right. No. There's no justification. If you are wrong, you are wrong. If you are right, you are right. It doesn't matter how many answers are you going to respond to me to prove that you are right. Whenever there's a problem, there's a problem. Even if you respond to me in a positive way, what I can just say is that it was part of politics, because even Uhuru right now is trying to rebrand Jubilee, and you saw what he did. He get out Matiang'i from the so-called united opposition and also maintain that they are in Azimio. Remember? It could be politics because he knew that let me also want to be relevant. How can you be relevant? You can attack the government, then by them responding to you, you will trend, you will go viral. People will discuss you. You have made relevancy. So it's like I'm here, I'm around. In politics, relevance is very, very much important, whether people are talking about you negatively or positively. But that the fact that you are relevant is very much important. So I think it was part of the politics, relevancy, but there's no justification.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Miguda, on the same note, just on the delegation, the national delegates in the conference that was held with the party leaders, that is Uhuru Kenyatta and Martha Karua. Is Jubilee making a comeback, and what kind of environment are they going to find? Remember, we are at a point where we are having, we are having a betrayed country, a betrayed citizens, we are having a betrayed political class, and we are having as well those within the government who feels that they have to stay. And that is when now we are coming with the one term and the two term, people having two divergent opinions. Is Jubilee going to find it easy coming back, specifically being that it dominated the Mount Kenya region? Do they really have a chance of making it back? And again, with the coming of DCP in the Mount Kenya region, how easy or tough is it going to be for them to battle it out in the Mount Kenya region? You can give us your take on that. And something else, what is your take? Could there be a PLP and Jubilee merge with the united opposition? Because so far we've seen Jubilee at points or at times they want to walk the journey alone. But at times we've seen the leaders also associating with those who call themselves opposition leaders. And again, you can also give us your take. Should Uhuru return to the active politics? Mr. Migude?
Uhuru can just participate by hearing his views, or he can still play active politics. There's no restriction. The only restricted part is that he cannot vie as the president because he has done his 2 term. By vying, it's going to violate the constitution. But that one's not enough. You can just support any person. You can speak. You can vote. You can air his views. He's at liberty. It's not limited to freedoms. It's just like another kind can do those things. Jubilee to me is not going to survive in the coming days because Jubilee has served in this country at the regime, and they have worked. People have seen what they have done and what they have not done. What is it that they did not do when they were in office that they want to come back to do? These are the question Kenyans are going to ask. And also, not only that one, you find out that Kenyans are also going to ask questions like when Uhuru was the president as a Jubilee party leader, things have happened. We have seen even this country whereby you cannot have two political parties. You cannot have a political party for a long time. Maybe let me say you have had a political party that have formed government. Then they can make a comeback. Like each and every elections we have had, we have different political parties. And then if you are going to say that Jubilee is going to come back, it's like telling me Kanu is going to come back. Kanu will not come back. PNU will not come back. TNA will not come back, or URP or UDA. We're going to have a different outfits. That's how that's how the politics of this country is being informed. And Jubilee cannot make inroads. It's gonna be damn expensive for Jubilee to become bigger the way it was during the 2017. It cannot have the same numbers in parliament. That I can assure you. It cannot have the same numbers in parliament. Therefore, a matter of merging, Jubilee is open for merging. And also, you heard what they say that they are in Azimia, but when that time comes, they'll make a decision. To me, I can say they're just open. They're open for discussion. They are very much open for engagement. They are very much open for coalition, including working with the PLP and other opposition leader. But you cannot say never in politics. That's why I don't want to have hard feelings, or I don't have to have future prophecies, because there is no constant relationship in politics whereby you can say right now, regarding Gachagua, Kalonzo, Eugene, Natembea are together. Now they can never separate. No, they can separate at 11th hour. This politics, these people are the same people I've worked before. So I can just say Jubilee can still work with other political party, but Uhuru Kenyatta cannot run for presidency. He can just be active by supporting people, shaping opinion, maybe discussion. That's it is. He is not now limited to speak. He can speak anyhow.
Okay. Thank you so much. And maybe to speak about the IBC prepping for 2027 election. We saw them, the IBC met the oversight bodies to assess the readiness for the 2027 polls. And that, of course, brings me to this question. What is your take? Do you think the IBC is ready for a fair election, Mr. Miguda, being that they came to office after waiting for quite a long? And do you think they've mastered the system very well so that they can avoid the issues of people or Kenyans coming out to not really associate or accept the results? We've always had accusations from the people against the IEBC saying that, questioning the process of the election, and being that they are all new in this system. Remember the 2017 general election, there were accusation, and from the IEBC team, they said that they had not really understood how things are working and that they were going to make it better. What is your take? Do you think they're at a point where they can hold a free and fair election, Miguda, with the high expectations from the people? What is your take?
I don't want to speculate that one too, because all of us understood that we never constituted the commission at the right time. But right now, we have the commissioners. This is what we have. We haven't worked with them. And depending on the TIFA polls, it was very clear that 48% of Kenyans do not trust IBC. This is not the first time. We have had IBC before. We haven't trusted it before. And there's no justification for people to trust it right now, because it's the same body, different commissioners. And we are going to test them with these by-elections. We want to see how they're going to carry themselves into these by-elections. If they do it for excellence or free, fair, transparent, verifiable before the eyes of the Kenyans, we can still give them benefit of doubts when it comes to their election. But it is the body we have for elections. There is no any other body. It is only the IEBC, and those are the commissioners we have. Therefore, let us just work with them, because we need to do our elections by 2027. We cannot postpone our elections because of other issues. But if there is any pending reason whereby there's dissatisfaction from the composition of commissioners or dissatisfaction for the process, I think they are rightful tribunal whereby you can channel your grievances so that they can carry out their investigations and bring findings to the pending reasons why Kenyans are dissatisfied with the composition of the commissioners and also the Independent Electoral Body Commission.
Miguda, are you there?
Yeah, I've concluded that one.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. There's some statement also which came from the opposition that Eugene Wamalwa rejected cabinet offer since he's portraying what we call loyalty to the opposition. What is your take? Is it a true statement, or it is that Wamalwa reportedly turned down a slot in Ruto's broad-based government? How true is that? Is this a sign of a firm opposition or missed opportunity? Would what is the view? What is your view? If you were Eugene Wamalwa, would you join the government if offered a powerful post, Mr. Migude?
First, let me tell you, if I could be offered a powerful post or a lesser post, personally, I will join government, because even what they want to form, that would government workers association in Ouru's and Kibaki. If I'm offered, I can join, so that you go inside the government, then you make your voice to be heard inside the cabinet, because it seems like you got very good proposals. It is very important to do it inside the cabinet. Go inside there, bring those your proposals. If they are not being taken care of and you are dissatisfied, do what JB Muturi did. You can get out of the government because there's that even reservation for resignation or dismissal. But you can't just say that you are offered a position. Let me now respond it concerning from what you have asked me. Is it a missed opportunity or firm position? To me, I can say these politicians are not angels. Maybe we can say you people or the younger people have not yet reached there. But the people you are describing for me, they are not angels. These people have worked with these people before. So to me, to some extent, I can say yes, it is a missed opportunity to them, and also it can be a firm position for the convenience and circumstances of the politics. And let me tell you one thing. How sure are you that the statements were factual? Because it is now too long. It's now when they are coming to the public and trying to display their positions. Earlier before, they never did that. Me, I dislike this character whereby people are coming later to confess that you were given money, was a good. Why that? But that time you are being offered that position. Why could you shout to the public that I'm being offered a position here, but because of my position, I won't take it? But now after some time, they okay, I was given position, then I declined because my fine position. So what? We dislike such behaviors as a politician. You need to be firm that okay, Ruto wants me to work in the government, I've declined. Why do you wait until now? So sometimes not that every statement that comes from the mouth of politicians are factual. Sometimes they're just mind games, and they're just some things to add salt on their food. They add spices.
Okay, thank you. Kalonzo Musyoka also talked about the security status in Nairobi. You remember, we've seen in the recent days, we've seen the high level of increase in the number of goons within the city, and this is a question that everyone has talked about. This is a worry that every Nairobian or every Kenyan has to worry about. Remember, Nairobi is the capital city of the Republic of Kenya. And, here in Nairobi, or in Nairobi, sits quite a number of very essential or important headquarters of quite a lot of organizations. And, there has been an increased level of lapse in what we call in the security sector. And Kalonzo did speak about the same, where he had spoken about the security status in Nairobi. And he says that Nairobi is unsafe despite hosting the United Nations headquarters. That brings me to this question. Remember, Nairobi is a responsibility of both the county government of Nairobi and also the national government. Is the county government failing in its duties, more so in curbing the bad behaviors within the city? Is Nairobi still a global city as it has always been mentioned, Mr. Miguda?
Yeah, I can't say that Nairobi is not a global city. It is a global city, but right now you understand the current scenario, current occurrences within the city can make some critics to say that it's no longer. There is no declaration that Nairobi is not a global city by the people like the United Nations. We use United Nations Environmental Program here. We also have the United Nations headquarters here in East Africa, in Nairobi, and they haven't recalled their organization in Nairobi. It is a global city, but let us focus on the situation inside the global city. First, there is this emergence of gangs in the city. And the emergence of gangs can be traced back by the time people were in demonstration. When people were demonstrating peacefully, unarmed, and there were infiltration of the gangs. The gangs infiltrated the peaceful demonstration and also hijacked it. And from there, henceforth, it has been a thing of the day whereby whenever there's any demonstration, there's been a counter by the goons. And even to some extent, the gangs have been making selfies, videos on the TikTok, proclaiming to be the gangs and also proclaiming to be anti-demonstration. And even were also some were also being sponsored by the county government because they went to the city and said that tumelinda boma tuko safi. So I can just shift the burden to the county government because there is a clear evidence by the gangs saying that they were working for the county boss. That's why I want to say that it is clear that let us deal with the issue of the gangs and the county separately without interfering in the global aspect of the Nairobi city. But the Kalonzo is in opposition, and you understand in opposition, anything you must oppose, be it good, be it bad. It is not your duty to defend the government. Remember that one. It is their duty to ensure that they come back and respond for those criticism. That's how I can say the issue of gangs does not dismiss the fact that Nairobi is a global city. And also remember, we are condemning the rise of gangs because countries like Haiti started this way. Countries like Central African Republic started this way. And today, look at where they are. We do not reach a scenario whereby there are people who are going to form the alliance against the police, against the people. We want a country whereby there is a rule and there is that order between the officers and the public.
Mr. Miguda, have you seen any effort by the county government or national government in matters of addressing, or have you seen them coming out to, address or to give a brief on what is expected or the plans that they have to ensure that they curb all this insecurity which we are seeing in the city? Remember, we've seen some few months ago, a member of parliament was shot dead within Nairobi County. After few months or few days, a lawyer was also killed within Nairobi. And not just that, we've seen quite a number of people being killed within Nairobi. And of course, that shows how unsafe Nairobi is. And we've not seen the government come out and give a press on matters of how they're going to handle all this kind of insecurity. We are seeing a high rise in the youths who are coming out with such kind of characters and they're moving around with motorbikes. We've not seen the government coming out to give a clarification on how they're going to deal with people with such kind of behaviors. Good. What is your take on that? Good. Okay. Thank you so much. And this is, of course, Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching us for the first time, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. It is a way of supporting us, and if you do so, sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. We're just having, of course, discussions which especially on what happened where Rigathi Gachagua accused Raila of being the real watermelon, a comment that he made while in Kajiado County, that is in Kitengela, where Gachagua claimed that Raila has no political stand, citing his history of post-election alliance, where he had one with Moi, had one with Kibaki, Uhuru, and now Ruto. And then what we are asking, of course, is Raila playing both sides again? And the big question is Raila still the opposition leader or just a survivor? That is part of what we are discussing. And not just that, we've also given a view on Gachagua, Kalonzo, Wamalo, Karua, and Natembea vowing to field one candidate. And the question we're asking tonight is, can this five leaders alliance hold until 2027? And who is the strongest candidate amongst them? And the question again we are asking is, opposition unity real deal, or it's just a church talk? What we've also part of what we've also given our view is uh, Kalonzo speaks on Nairobi security failures, where we've seen a member of parliament, we've seen a lawyer being killed within the county, and we've not seen any security apparatus from the government coming out to clarify and to give their view on that. There was also a statement from the opposition that Eugene Omalo rejects cabinet offer, and that is a sign of loyalty to the opposition. Those are part of the discussions we've had tonight, and allow me to welcome Brother Ben to also give his view on what we've just talked about.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Makobura, sorry. Where is Miguda? Miguda left. Thank you so much, Makobura. Maybe before we continue, there's some observation that I've made, especially today from TikTokers family. And, I believe that if the politicians, especially, are keen enough, they could learn something from what happened in Othaya Nyeri, especially from Kaluma's family. I don't know whether you saw that. Kenyans family TikTokers, they mobilized themselves. They came all the way from Nairobi and went to Othaya Nyeri. And when you look at the family of TikTokers, they were all tribes who are in there. One thing that too was outstanding, it was like the kind of mobilization and organization that they had. That was outstanding. I also saw, I think it was a member of parliament who went there on the occasion, and he was given podium to speak, and he started to say something that about the father of Kaluma, that I know we went to school with him, and people did not want to listen to him. The TikTokers family did not want to listen to him. And Makobura, that one has made me thinking, because like I'm one of those people who have always had an issue with how the Gen Z are going to organize themselves in towards general election. But now I'm convinced that from all that mobilization and and mobilization in terms of attending physically and mobilization in terms of finance, if this if that online mobilization can happen, I tell you, the Gen Z will have a major impact on the politics of Kenya, because even what they did, it was so organic, and you cannot compare it to the empowerment that the government side is doing. Because if you look at the empowerment of government side, it is also kind of like very selective, because you're empowering maybe those who have those who have groups. What about those who do not have groups? What about the population of young people who want to look for job? How are you going to empower those? Then you're looking at this group and money that you're giving, and what are they doing? it is as a lesson that should be learned, especially by the politicians. Those who even talk about the tribe and the tribeless. So the tribe, I mean, like they're talking about the tribe. Um, that that one is something that should be looked into. Marco Bura, do you have any information about Barak?
Not really. I'll follow up, and our good friend Cynthia Kabetsa kindly
Yeah.
join us as tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I'm hoping that Barack will be coming.
Yeah, yes. So, Makubura, now going back to the main topic of today, I was just giving an observation that I saw today from that mobilization from TikTok's family. It is something that politicians should learn something out of it if they're very keen enough. So, when you look at the politics of Raila Amolo Odinga, I call it the art of politics of Raila Amolo Odinga. You know, it is that art that nobody can play it, because Raila has been going for an election. He become the second in the election, but now at the end of the day he becomes very powerful person in the government. Is called, I don't know whether that one is what we call the working smart, or if you look at the the election of 2022, whereby Rigathi Gachagua and President William Ruto worked tirelessly to form the government, and they competed with the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. But now you see the outcome is Rigathi is outside, the Raila is the person now enjoying. So that is the kind of politics. So with what Rigathi Gachagua says, he might be right, because that is politics. He knows on how he analyzes it, politics, but it's something that I don't know even how to explain it.
Okay, maybe Brother Ben, now that you brought the issue of Kaluma, and what is currently trending is we've seen issues to do with Kenyan politics. We've seen the stance that the political leaders are trying to bring forth, and the issue of tribalism that is being preached by the political class. What we saw
Mm.
today in Kaluma's, in Kaluma's hometown
Yeah.
is a reflection of love, unity, and the togetherness that the people of Kenya has. And the question I'm asking you is, what is your take? Do you think because we saw people coming from different areas, not people from one specific region,
Yeah.
do you think we can, in the coming 2027 general election, with the difficulties and the challenges that Kenyans know that their fellow Kenyans are going through, do you think that kind of unity, that kind of love do you think we can see that kind of love in the coming days? And do you think it can change that kind of mentality and thinking and union and love? Can it change the tribal politics that we've always seen in the Republic of Kenya?
Yes, Makobura, there's a generation that do not subscribe to the politics talking about tribal and all the nature of our politics. And you know, um, when you look at it critically, and I'm seeing the energy that the Gen Z have, I think the Gen Z still have the energy they had when they went on demonstration. Is that the political class have decided to do all that and they've cooled down, but that energy is still with them. What can I say? Tuseme kwamba kwa Kiswahili, kama unapata kwamba kuna dhuruba, unaweza pata kwamba juu ya maji kumetulia, lakini chini kumechemka. There will be eruption. of the Gen Z, I think, during election. Because Bakobura, you cannot tell me and convince me that how they organized themselves. It was an online mobilization. There are those who did not attend but sent their finances. There are those who did not attend but were able to facilitate. They hired the cars. You know, it is not cheap to hire those cars that they hired. There are those who even like gassed their car, fuel their car just to go and unite with other TikTokers family who are coming. And they came from all walks of life. So it tells you that there's a section or that population that we have that do not care about when you're talking about tribe. Yeah, they don't care. Remember, they did not even call upon the members of parliament or the leadership in that area to assist them, but they said that they want to go and do themselves. So to me, I believe that that population will make a very significant um, message, and they will decide the election of 2027.
Kenya for Kenyans, Kenya for Kenyans. And, most of times we've always seen such kind of calls translating to a political movement. The same, you remember the finance bill. It first started as no, I mean, it first started by people coming out to say reject finance bill. It came to social media and it translated to it translated to what we call a serious demonstration in the entire country. Do you think such kind of movements or such kind of calls can easily translate to a political movement or can easily change the view and the thinking of normal Kenyans in working together and joining hands to ensure that they really do not care where someone is coming from, but they only care about the sufferings of their fellow Kenyans? The Ben.
It has changed, not it will, it has changed, Makobura. Uh, you know, and the reason why I'm saying it has changed, just to bring you back, how many people knew Kaluma family personally, on a personal level? Nobody knew. The TikTokers family who went there, they met Kaluma's family on the social media. That's where they met Kaluma's family. Yeah. And they organized this and they've given it the best. Yeah. And it tells you, or it points to you at how the decision of the politics is going to be made. Let's say like during election. All right. During election, they say, okay, this is what we are going to do, and we are going to vote, and let's mobilize. Because you see that unity that they have on the TikTok. That one will create a bigger impact that you cannot underestimate. And I'm telling you, the leadership, especially the politicians, that is a lesson that they should take from Kaluma family. It is not going to be, there's a population that is not going to be swayed by the kingpinship. We are the king of this region, or we are this of this region. No, these are people who will be making decision based on the discussion that they're going to make on TikTok, and they say that we've decided based on this, we feel like so and so we should be voting for him, and it will happen.
Okay, thank you so much. Miguda Karibu, maybe you can also give us your take. I don't know whether you saw what has been trending about Kaloma, who is a young man who has assisted his hailing father for quite long. Of course, just with doing this hustling here and there, he has always supported his hailing dad. And of course, today the TikTok family went to his area and supported him quite a lot. And the question that people are asking is, how did that unity, how did that call, how did that discussion come to be to an extent that it looked like it was a political rally in that particular school, when the people had gathered there to assist him with whatever they had. I don't know whether you saw the same, Miguda, and what does that tells you?
I never saw that clip, Makobura. I never saw it.
Okay, then maybe your general view on what you think about Kenyans coming up to support each other. We've seen Eric Omondi, we've seen quite a number of Kenyans coming up together and to assist one another. And they've always assisted without looking at where someone is coming, whether they are from their tribe or coming from whichever area. What is your take on that kind of togetherness? And do you think it can translate, or that kind of mentality can assist or change the views of the people of Kenya when it comes to the election period? And then you can give us your final remarks.
I think Kenyans are sometimes great people or always great people. And Kenyans, you can like them because sometimes Kenyans are great when you are in need. And we have seen cases whereby some people are lucky whenever they join social media for the first time, they got assisted, or whenever they air their product for the first time, they get us. But not everybody do. I can just say it's somehow luck. Some people are just born with luck. Someone can just open TikTok for the first time, then he can get a million, or some people can decide to do other things to create content. Then they can get maybe I say assistance, unlike other people who have been in TikTok for even 20, not even 20, even 5 years. So I can say some people are born lucky. Some people just through TikTok they can be connected and they can even meet their destiny connector. What I can just say is that it's very good to assist where you can assist. If you can assist, because life is not easy. Life is not easy, my brother. There are some people who, since they were born, they haven't tasted the other side of life. The language they understand is poverty. Until now, they have not known what is the opposite of poverty. And the Kenyans, we applaud them. Lastly, I just want to say, I want to appreciate our viewers for coming to the show. Cynthia Kabetsa, thank you for coming to the show. Barak Makobura, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me to say a big thank you to Philip, Menasse, Cynthia Kabetsa, and everyone who joined us this evening. It was great. Thank you for finding time to be with us. We don't take it for granted. And this is the Benson Media. If you are watching us for the first time, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. It is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa ukifanya hivyo tutasema ni asante. I want to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.